Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So in the last episode we learned about hadha, and we looked at several sentences that use the word hadha. In this episode we want to focus on learning a few things about the words in these sentences that come after the word hadha. We have hadha baytun, hadha masjidun, hadha babun. We have many examples. But let's see what sort of information we can derive from these examples in regards to the Arabic language. Now the word hadha, as we discussed before, it can be defined as an ismu ishara للمفرد المذكر القريب العاقل وغير العاقل. So hadha is an ism ishara, it's an ism that indicates something, and it's used to indicate things that fulfill these requirements. So we know that each one of these words used in each one of these examples, it fulfills those requirements because it's being used with the word hadha. So inshallah, by analyzing these words and learning a few things about the second half of these sentences, we'll get a bigger picture of the Arabic language and how it works and what it consists of. So here I highlighted two words in that definition, mufrad and mudhakkar. Mufrad meaning singular and mudhakkar meaning masculine. So let's start with mufrad. Mufrad means that it's singular. So each one of these words is in the singular form. And in the Arabic language, there's not only the singular form, but there is the singular, dual, and plural. Singular referring to one of something, dual referring to two of something, and plural referring to three or more of something. Each one of these words in these sentences coming after hadha are singular, because that is a requirement that we can see in the definition. Then we have mudhakkar, masculine. So we also know that each one of these words are masculine, which indicates that there's also a feminine form. So there are genders in the Arabic language. You have masculine and feminine. And inshallah we will learn more about that in the future, but it's just good to know that each one of these words, even though they are inanimate objects, they're not really male or female, but in regards to the Arabic language, these are all masculine. Bayt, masjid, bab, kitab, qalam, these are all considered masculine words. And the last thing that we want to mention in regards to these examples is that they all end in un. Hadha baytun, hadha masjidun, hadha babun. So when we learned how to read, we learned that there are harakat. There's a damma, a fatha, and a kasra. The damma makes the u sound, the fatha makes the a sound, the kasra makes the e sound. And in Arabic, at the end of an ism, sometimes you'll see two dammas or two fathas or two kasras. And when there are two of each, it adds an n sound to the end of it. So u becomes un, a becomes an, e becomes in. And each one of these words, they end in two dammas. This is called tanween, and that's why they're all pronounced baytun, kitabun, qalamun. And just something to note is that sometimes the damma, when it takes tanween, sometimes it's written like this with literally two dammas, and oftentimes it's written like this with a damma then a little squiggly afterwards. So each one of these ends in tanween. And what this indicates in the Arabic language is that each one of these words are indefinite. So there's a difference between something being indefinite and something being definite. Indefinite meaning that it doesn't refer to something definite, that it doesn't refer, for example, hadha baytun, this is a house. If it were definite, you would say this is the house, or this is Muhammad's house. So each one of these words is indefinite. Hadha baytun, this is a house. Hadha masjidun, this is a masjid. Hadha babun, this is a door. It's not referring to any particular door, and we know this because of the tanween at the end. So those are just a few added benefits to this lesson. I know it's very easy to just pick up this book and just say hada means this, hada baytun, this is a house, hada masjidun, this is a masjid. But there's actually a lot that can be derived from even these simple examples if you have the right explanation, if you have a teacher who can explain it to you. And I remember when I got to the third level of the Arabic Institute, and my teacher, from the very beginning, he would write sentences on the board and he would tell us to give him the i'rab of these sentences. I'rab is basically when you examine a sentence and you go through and you break it down grammatically. Each word you talk about, okay, this is this type of word and it's in this sort of form because of this, that, and the other. And you go through and you break down each word in a sentence. And it's pretty amazing, and it's quite beautiful, and it can even be fun to do once you reach that level. So inshallah, we will reach that level, but I just wanted to go through this lesson again and give you some added benefits just to show you that the Arabic language is not about just translating word for word everything. It's a bit deeper than that. Rather than just saying hada baytun, this is a house, hada qalamun, this is a pen, there's a lot more that goes into it. Each one of these words, they're a certain type of word. There are certain rules, they represent certain things. The harakat at the end have certain meanings that come along with them. And inshallah, we're going to take it step by step. We don't want to get overwhelmed, but inshallah, hopefully all of you are able to follow along with this lesson. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I know in the last episode I mentioned recording yourself, reading these lessons to me and sending them to me so I can listen to your pronunciation. Another thing you can do is you can actually write these lessons down. It helps to speak these lessons out loud. It helps to write all these different techniques. They help use different parts of your brain. So if you want, you can also, aside from just recording yourself and sending it to me, you can write these lessons down and you can take a picture of it and send it to me on the WhatsApp group. Until next time, Jazakum Allahu khairan wa salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.